Hey, Onion here, back with Final Fantasy XIV Online. We're doing the main story quest. We're at the Heavensward and level 51 quest line. Main story quests all with text to audio. That way we can enjoy the game without having to stumble across reading. And we actually sit through and get all of the lore and reasons why people are important. So thanks for joining me. Getting started here in a sec. Thanks.
Tataru, yes, General Raubon is now in safe hands. What? Another assault? Very well. We shall return at once. Pray notify the Count of our coming. It would seem we face another crisis. The Dravanians are preparing to resume their siege of the Holy See. Though I am loath to abandon the Sultanate to her fate, we lack the necessary evidence to act upon Dulala's claims. That being the case, I propose we leave Marshal Tarupin and the others to investigate, and return with all haste to Ishgard.
Ah, there you are. Sorry for cutting your reunion with General Raubon short. I wouldn't have bothered you, but the city's awash with rumors of another Dravanian attack, and Lord Horshafant was desperate to get hold of you. Speaking of whom, he and the others are waiting for you inside, so you'd better head in.
Welcome, Mistress Full Play. Shall I show you inside the manor?
My friend. I thank you for answering our call with such alacrity. As I am sure you are now aware, the Dravanians are once more gathering for war.
Mistress Full Play, Master Levea, I must apologize for this abrupt summons, but we thought it best to have Mistress Tataru contact you by the most direct means available.
When the observatorium's bells toll, 'tis a warning that cannot be ignored. The Holy See has ordered that we make ready for battle.
In case you haven't heard, a band of trappers returning from the west claimed they saw a cloud of dragons big enough to dim the midday sky.
Neathawk's minions gather once more for war. But I would not have you take up arms in another of our conflicts. When first you came to Ishgard, I offered you my protection. If I cannot ensure your safety here, I cannot well accept your aid, much less ask for it. Signs of the seventh dawn, you are faced with a choice, to remain in a besieged Ishgard, or seek sanctuary elsewhere. I would not presume to influence your decision, but I must ask that you make it swiftly, lest our enemies force your hand.
Though we flee to the ends of the world, 'twould seem that no place in this troubled age is free of strife. Once more the horde descends upon Ishgard, and once more her weary defenders must take up spear and bow. The Count would have us seek shelter from this storm, but I, for one, grow tired of running. If we are to shine the light of dawn, we must do so in the sight of our fellow man, not hunkered in a hole. What say you, Onion? That is your answer? By the 12, how could you, but, wait. Mayhap remaining in the city would not best serve our friends and allies. Mayhap there is another choice. The choice we make this day may have grave implications for our order. It is only right that Tataru should have a say. Come, let us all meet outside and discuss the path that lies before us.
Ishgard cannot well endure another assault. Even should her knights succeed in turning back the horde, the casualties will be catastrophic.
But what other choice do we have? It's not like we can talk it over with them. Dragons and men aren't exactly on speaking terms.
With certain notable exceptions.
You don't mean IceHeart?
When last you spoke with her, she lamented her crimes, did she not? Then there remains a sliver of hope. If we can persuade IceHeart to act as our intermediary, we may yet be able to convince Nidhogg to abandon his bloody course.
If there is to be a meeting, I would accompany you.
Estinian.
Even with your intermediary, Nidhogg's blood rage may render him deaf to reason. However, the mere attempt may afford our forces precious time to prepare. Of course, you might also consider a more direct approach to ending this conflict. With the power of the Eye at my disposal, and the vaunted strength of the Warrior of Light, we could conceivably slay the beast outright.
If we are to risk a face-to-face meeting with the Dread Worm, I for one would feel safer in the company of the Azure Dragoon. However, I should only turn to your alarms if my words failed to find their mark. Is that clear?
Perfectly. I shall assume that IceHeart enjoys similar diplomatic protection until instructed otherwise. A word of advice. Think carefully before divulging the particulars of this plan to Sir Emmerich. 'Twould not do to have the Lord Commander accused of consorting with heretics.
Indeed. I thank you for your counsel, Estinian. We shall be honored to have you with us.
I am glad to be of service.
We have chosen a difficult road, yet even should we succeed in winning IceHeart to our cause, our plans for parley will swiftly come to naught should the Holy See decide to strike first against the Horde. We must petition the Lord Commander's aid ere we set forth. I only hope that Sir Emmerich will be willing to muzzle Ishgard's forces on the strength of our vague assurances. Tataru, I would ask that you remain at Fort Temps Manor and inform the Count of our decision. Tell him that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn mean to do all in their power to ensure that Ishgard and her people survive.
Yes, sir.
You would speak with the Lord Commander? Pray make it quick.
I want the defenses of the Outer Ward rechecked. See to it that the ballistas are in good repair and supplied with enough ammunition for a prolonged siege.
At once, my lord.
Ah, 'twould seem I have visitors, and unlike those messing beyond our walls, these ones are welcome.
Pray forgive us for interrupting you in the midst of your preparations, Sir Emmerich, but our suit concerns the impending assault. To speak plain, we believe there is a chance the invasion might be halted before it even begins. I can divulge little more at this time, but I must nevertheless request that you advise the Holy See to refrain from launching any preemptive sorties whilst we seek to put our plans in motion.
I will gladly lend my support to any endeavor that could spare the blood of my countrymen, but I would know more of the cause you would have me champion. Will you not share aught of this mysterious undertaking?
Know that I have offered my lance to aid in this endeavor. I cannot claim that its success is assured, but our actions should serve to delay Nidhogg's advance at the very least. Which is more than can be said for the ill-conceived counterattack advocated by the sea's more vocal crusaders. They offer glorious death, but little hope of victory.
Aye, their proposal does not inspire confidence. Our resources should rightly be spent shoring up the city's defenses. The Azure Dragoon and the Warrior of Light sallying forth together to face the dread worm Nidhogg. I must admit the mere thought of it does much to dispel my misgivings. Go then, carry out your plan. I shall do what I can for you within the Holy See.
Having secured Sir Emmerich's support, we may proceed without fear of a preemptive Ishgardian attack, which is not to say we can afford to dither. History tells us that the Dravanians will attack as soon as their horde reaches a critical size. Before that happens, we must needs track down and win over the Lady IceHeart, and then locate and parley with Nidhogg. In short, time is against us if you are ready. Estinian, let us be about our task.
Such commotion.
Yes, Your Eminence.
The bells of the observatorium warn of our enemy's approach.
So, the dragons are coming. Let them come, in their hundreds and their thousands. With the divine blade in our hands, we shall rend their flesh and drown the heretics in their master's blood. Even Nidhogg and his foul brood shall be powerless to resist us. And when we have rid the world of their pestilence, we shall turn our attention to our Ascian allies. See that they are suitably rewarded for their invaluable assistance.
If I may, Your Eminence, the Paragons wield powers strange and unknowable. Can we be certain that they will not see through our deception?
We can be certain of naught save the righteousness of our cause. If you would be a true leader of men, you must possess conviction as well as caution. We seek to excise the root of an evil that has blighted us for 1,000 years. The risk is worth the reward.
And what of Estinian and this Warrior of Light? They have plans of their own.
Leave them to their purpose. We must each play the role we have been given. You and your chosen brothers most of all.
For the glory of King Thordan.
Before we set forth, we must needs inform Tataru of our plans.
Then I shall await you at Saint Renette's Forum. Tell your friend we may be some time. The road you have chosen is neither short nor easy.
Of that I need no reminding. Come, Onion. Let us head back to Fortemps Manor.
Welcome, Mistress Full Play. Shall I show you inside the manor?
Our course is set, Tataru. It may be some time before Onion and I return to Ishgard.
Well, just you be careful, alright? Oh, and don't worry about me, I'll be busy listening out for news of our lost friends.
If anyone can find them, it is you, Tataru. Farewell, for now.
Oh. Before you go. You must put this on, Alphino. I made it specially.
No, I couldn't possibly. Very well. By the 12. It fits perfectly. And the quality is, actually rather good.
I'm glad you like it. I've been practicing my needlework while I listen to rumors and the like. A good receptionist is always learning new skills.
My thanks, Tataru. Whatever else awaits me upon the road, I shall not fear the cold.
'Twas the least I could do. Now, I must be getting back to the tavern, or I'll never catch up with all the gossip. Best of luck on your journey.
You have said your farewells, then?
Aye, we are ready to depart. I suggest we begin our search for Lady IceHeart without delay.
Very well, but she will prove an elusive quarry. Where do you intend to start looking?
In the absence of any fresh intelligence on Sale's movements, I propose we pick up the trail where she was encountered last, the Kurthis Western Highlands. Let us speak with Ser Redwold, was it? As the commander of Falcon's Nest, it is like that he will know if any heretic activity has been reported in the area.
Well. Mistress Full Play. What business brings you back to Falcon's Nest? Judging by the company you keep, it can be no trifling matter. The Azure Dragoon I know, of course, but I do not believe I have met this young gentleman.
Alphino Leveilleur, at your service. And you are not mistaken as to the gravity of our mission, Ser Redwold. As I am sure you are aware, the Observatorium has warned that the Dravanians gather for another assault. We believe there may yet be a way to avert the coming conflict, but only if we can find the elusive Lady IceHeart. Thus have we come to Falcon's Nest in the hope of acquiring the latest intelligence on the heretics' movements.
I see. Then you would be best served by speaking directly to my men. A patrol is due to return from its sweep of the surrounding lands at any moment. You may also wish to question the knights assigned to pick over the remains of the heretic refuge at Gorgan Mills. 'Tis possible they have unearthed information that could be of use to you. Mistress Fullplay knows well the place I speak of, for it was she who first discovered it.
Let us divide our forces, then. I will stay and await the return of the patrol while the two of you visit this refuge. When I have completed my inquiries, I will join you there.
A wise use of our time. Come, Onion. I am eager to learn what Ser Redwold's men have found in the heretic's lair.
Mistress Fullplay, our findings, you say? Well, there is something of a tale there. No sooner had we chanced upon a promising-looking sheaf of letters than we were ambushed from the shadows by great white beasts. 'Twould seem the heretics foresaw our coming, and left behind their pets to discourage further investigation. Several of our number were badly wounded.
And you cannot carry out your duties until the creatures are slain. We have not the time to wait for reinforcements. Let us deal with these pets ourselves, Onion.
The beasts are slain, then? My thanks, Mistress Fullplay. We may return to our duty without fear of a mauling. You wish to track down Lady IceHeart, is this not so? The records we discovered ere those beasts mauled my comrades appeared to be some manner of correspondence. We had not the luxury of perusing their contents more closely, intent as we were on surviving an onslaught of fang and claw, but I'd wager those epistles contain more than friendly salutations betwixt lonely heretics.
My interrogation of the patrol proved fruitless. Either we divine some clue from these letters, or we wander the snowfields and pray that the gods lead us right to IceHeart's door. 'Tis hardly a choice at all.
Have you recovered much of the heretics' correspondence? Splendid. Added to the contributions from Master Levayer and Sarastinian, we now have more than a dozen letters. What have we here, then? Every one of these pages is a record of the dealings betwixt the Gorgan Mills heretics and their fellows in the Akafa amphitheater. There are requests for foodstuffs, clothing, and all manner of provisions. IceHeart's followers must yet inhabit the ruins we had thought abandoned.
The Akafa Amphitheater. The very place where you witnessed the manifestation of the primal Shiva, was it not?
If that is our destination, the journey will be long indeed. The amphitheater lies on the other side of a treacherous tract of ice and snow that cannot swiftly be crossed.
Then we must place our faith in the ether net. As you may recall, our dear friend Moonbrita succeeded in recreating the Akafa beacon after it had been destroyed by Lady IceHeart. At the time, it was assumed that the resultant etherite would only be temporarily viable, but given that the heretics of Gorgan Mills seem to have been in regular contact with their brethren at the amphitheater, I'll wager it still functions. I suggest we make for the etherite within Snowcloak without delay. Correct me if I am wrong, Estinian, but in the course of mapping the Snowcloak tunnel system, a passage was discovered leading out into the Western Highlands, was it not? Might it be possible for us to reach the etherite from this side of the wall?
It should. House Durendire posted soldiers at the Western Highlands entrance after the tunnels were cleared, but they will not deny us entry.
Ah, the guests of House Fortemps, accompanied by the Azure Dragoon, no less. I cannot imagine what brought you out this far, but you are welcome to enter the tunnels if that is your will.
Assuming the Akafa beacon still functions, and we must pray to the 12 it does, we shall arrive at our destination in mere moments. Though I do not expect to be greeted by the primal Shiva, we should nevertheless be prepared for a frosty reception. The heretics are not like to rejoice at the appearance of uninvited guests, particularly ones with our history. An impressive structure. I wonder how many ages it has endured.
Mayhap you should ask its occupants. They seem a friendly bunch.
Dogs of Ishgard. Is it not enough that you banish our beloved saint? Will you not be satisfied until the ice is slick with the last drops of our blood?
Stay your weapons. We come under the flag of parley. We wish only to speak with your mistress, that we might broker a peace.
Do you think us fools, boy? It will take more than honeyed words to earn our trust. You walk with the Dragon Slayer, and we know all too well what he is capable of.
My reputation precedes me.
They give us little choice.
Come, brothers. May dragon wings bear us to victory. You will not defile this sacred place a second time.
No. Wait. We did not come here to fight.
Waste no more words on them. They are deaf to reason.
Your guard is down.
By the fury, they partake of the blood of dragons.
7 hells. Can dragon blood truly bring about such a transformation?
You should not have come here, Ishgardians. You are fortunate indeed. Behold the true power of our faith.
12 for Fen.
At last, a foe I might sink my lance into.
Know your folly.
They fight like demons. 'Tis death to remain. Fall back, brothers. Retreat to the cinders.
I see no sign of Lady IceHeart. Would that we could have questioned one of them.
What would you ask that we do not already know? They make for the cinders, and so must we. Even should an ambush await us, 'tis certain there will be more heretics to question.
The cinders, you say? I confess, the name is unknown to me. Mayhap you would be so good as to enlighten us, Estinian?
I suspect it is the heretic's way of referring to the Dreaming Dragon, an island of sorts found in the midst of the frozen lake of Ashpool. Some 500 years past, 'tis told that the Azure Dragoon of the age fought a dragon of titanic proportions. After a savage struggle, the mighty creature was weakened unto the point of death, and forced into a magic slumber by an entire chapter of the Holy Sea's sorcerers. Ere long, a rain of ash and cinders did begin to fall upon the sleeping serpent's motionless form, covering the creature at length in a shroud of grey. Of course, a thick layer of ice has since formed on top of it, but you may be sure I speak true.
A fascinating tale. We should make haste to this Ashen Isle.
The Dreaming Dragon lies far to the west. Before we approach the frozen beast, however, there is another place I would visit first. I am told the convictors have set up camp in Twin Poles. Their leader, Jantelet, may have information of use to us. Ah, but mayhap you are not familiar with that name, either. The convictors are dragon slayers, after a fashion, but I am willing to wager that they encounter their fair share of heretics. If we are indeed walking into a trap, I would learn all there is to know of our foe.
A sound suggestion. Let us speak with these convictors, then, and temper our haste with a measure of caution.
Well, well. What do we have here? Hoping to join the esteemed ranks of the convictors, are we? The heart at last looks promising, but you have a frail look about you, boy. I give you 3 days ere the wilds claim your corpse.
I beg your pardon?
Be not so quick to judge. I have seen this frail youth fell heretics with a flick of his wrist.
And who are you to question by the fury? That armor. That lance. The Azure Dragoon himself graces our camp. Pray forgive my disrespect, sir. I am Jantelet, leader of the Convictors and fellow slayer of dragons. May I ask what winds, fair or foul, carry you into our humble camp? Ah. Lady IceHeart, is it? I know her by reputation, but I'm afraid I've seen naught of her or her people. That said, my own men can be, somewhat lax when it comes to making reports. You may wish to question them yourselves.
Thank you. We shall. Onion, Estinian, let us make our way through the camp and see what information there is to be had. Surely one of these people will have encountered heretics while out hunting. Pray speak with as many as you can, Onion.
Nay, I know of no heretics. Do you honestly expect me to keep track of every Raitmo, Vermont, and Burtenant that wanders in and out of camp? Are there any heretics in the area? I have not the faintest idea. Why, a heretic could pass under my very nose and I should be none the wiser. I hunt dragons, my dear lady. The big ones. Forever do I scan the skies for signs of my prey. I care not for the miserable creatures that scurry upon the ground.
Looking for heretics, you say? Humph. Why don't you go and bother Pirake or someone? I've enough trouble keeping these preening fops fed and clothed as it is. 'Tis no business of mine what folk do with themselves out there in the wilds.
Summit I can help you with, milady? Heretics, is it? Well, I've never seen one myself, but that ain't to say I haven't heard a thing or two.
We would be grateful for any information you can share with us. The gods know we've gleaned precious little from talking to the rest of these people.
If it please my lord, I'm Pirake, a soldier by trade, though not much of one, if I'm honest. It weren't for the love of stabbing folk that I took up the spear. See, no, it was by order of Ser Jantelet's father. Still, as long as they keep paying me wages, I ain't fussy as to what they have me do. Not everyone's as patient as me, though. Plenty of lowborn lads who get pressed into service start grumbling before they've seen their second battle. And once they've got to thinking how unfair it all is, it don't take much for the heretics to turn their heads. From what I hear, the simple promise of freedom tends to do it.
That may explain how Lady IceHeart was able to expand her following so swiftly.
Sad to say, some mates of mine gobbled down the heretics' tripe and asked for seconds, told me they were off to the Western Highlands to light a signal fire. That's how you let the heretics know you're serious about joining their ranks, apparently. Send up some purple smoke, and the bastards come too, you.
Is that so? Why then, I am minded to start a fire. If we are to lure our foes to our position, then we must find a means of producing a signal of purple hue. As it so happens, I once heard the tale of a trapper who dropped the hide of a woolly yak onto his campfire. Aside from the terrible stench, the story also described in detail how the smoke from the smothered flames was tinged a deep violet. You are a monster hunter of some note, are you not, Onion? It should prove a trifling task for you to procure a number of hides. We may need to burn more than one ere the heretics notice our beacon. Master Alphino. You and I shall gather wood for the fire. It will take the both of us to find enough dry fuel in this frozen wasteland. Let us meet again at the Dreaming Dragon with the fruits of our labor. Twould seem that collecting firewood is a new experience for Master Alphino. His must have been a privileged upbringing. Ahem. Have you the hides we need?
Ah, I should have known it would be you. Word reached me of a struggle with a small but well-armed band of trespassers. Now, tell me why you are here. So, you seek to stem the Dravanian tide with talk? A romantic notion. If you but knew the truth. the spark which lit the flames of this animosity, you would understand the futility of your quest. Shall I relate it to you? The sordid history my gift has shown me, that which the Holy See has taken such pains to suppress. 'Twas more than a millennium past when an Elezen tribe first sought to claim the lands of Kurthas as its home. Unfortunately for them, Kurthas was already home to dragonkind, and they were not inclined to make way for the invaders. Thus did a bloody war begin, a war which might well have rumbled on until one or the other side was exterminated, had it not been for the resolve of a single woman.
Woman's name was
That
Shiva.
woman's name was Shiva. While those around her fought and died, she attempted to parley with the dragons, and in so doing discovered them to be possessed of profound intelligence and reason. The great worm Hraesvelgar, in particular, so enchanted Shiva that she found
people
herself
considered a
growing
monster.
to love the creature, whom her people considered a monster. In the eyes of a near-immortal dragon, however, the fleeting life of an Elezen is as that of a freshly cut rose. Scarce has the flower bloomed before it begins to fade and wither. Such melancholy musings plagued Hraesvelgar, who had found in Shiva an unexpected and beloved soulmate. He knew that all too soon, death would snatch her away from him. Unable to bear the thought of their separation, the maid bid the worm consume her, that their spirits might be entwined for eternity. Though loath to perform the deed, Hraesvelgar ultimately gave in to her plea, and soon thereafter the tale of their ill-fated love spread throughout the two warring factions. No more could they raise blade or claw against one another, knowing that the souls of their kin were so inextricably bound. In the days that followed, man and dragon learned to live in harmony, and together built a nation unlike any the world had ever known. For 200 years did this blissful age of peace continue, as it would to this day, had vilest envy not stirred in the hearts of the Elezen. It is said that worms owe their longevity to the boundless reserves of vitality found within their eyes. And 'twas in this belief that a traitorous band of knights deceived their allies of some 2 centuries, and took by force that which they coveted. Nidhogg, he who now stands poised to unleash his wormlings upon Ishgard, was the great dragon who lost an eye to Elezen treachery, and until he prizes it from the hands of the traitor's progeny, no amount of conciliatory words will stay his fury.
You are wrong, Lady IceHeart. Lest you misunderstand, I do not doubt your vision of the past. 'Tis true that Nidhogg greatly desired to reclaim the Eye. Indeed, it was for that very reason that I kept it with me as I roamed the land, attempting to draw him away from the city.
Good gods!
Until recently, Nidhogg seemed unable to resist its allure and pursued me relentlessly. Needless to say, that is no longer the case. Now, it would seem, he has fixed his attention on Ishgard itself, though he knows full well the Eye does not reside there.
You believe he targets the capital for another reason?
I believe reason has all but left him. Through the Eye, I feel much of what Nidhogg feels, and the dragon's thirst for vengeance will not be quenched by aught less than a sea of blood.
If Nidhogg is indeed lost to reason, might we not seek an audience with Hraesvelgr instead? He has thus far shown no inclination to aid in the invasion of Ishgard, and may yet welcome our efforts to broker a peace.
You still believe that a peaceable solution can be found? Our road will lead us to Dravania, the homeland of dragonkind. There we shall ascend unto the clouds, where Hraesvelgr resides.
Is autumn mist, my friend? I sense the many battles are beginning to take their toll. Rest a while, and should you lose sight of us, Dravania lies beyond the mountains to the west.
Curious. The vestiges of thy mistress's blessing are not as faint as once they were. Thy will to succeed grants thee unusual fortitude. But will it be enough?
Alright, I'm gonna call this one here. This is the level 52 main story quest, and with that last main MSQ, we were able to get the first, or the last ether. So I'm gonna go through and collect the other 4, plus do the other quests all in one video. After that one, we will then go into main story quest level 52s. Alright, thanks for joining.